Milo TV, varavim, varavum, varavim.
Yeah.
Milo TV GH Toronto, Canada. Body bin, body wun, body beb. Ear.
Milo TV, body bim, body bim, body bim.
Yeah.
All right, Alishima, mama watching, ha, jo, eba Milo TV kasa fidie so. Obusu a wo hwe me se na ene de di kan ya de se wo ya na se subscribe to Milo TV. We are like me videos na or comment na wa share na afi push agenda na ye kuyenim. By way of introduction, within the Prince Kojete, we are MC Milo, Canada-based Ghanaian journalist, Mesanye YouTuber. Obi busa se edi asem ne ka o mekasa video so. Basically, what we talk about here has gotten to do with to say yet to kwaba brutry. You know, we've traveled to abroad and we're trying our best to teach our dear brothers and sisters who just came to Canada, our dear brothers and sisters who just migrated to, so many countries in the world. Talk about Australia, US, Germany, Spain, France, Denmark, Austria, So we're trying our best to help them. You see, when we came here earlier on, like a couple of years ago, I would say myself, I've made so many mistakes. Oh yes, I've accepted that one. I've made so many mistakes. I didn't initially knew that I should do this, I should do that, and there were no lots of. I actually did not see any YouTuber saying something on advising Ghanaians or advising people who want to migrate to Canada. So I decided that I will help those who are coming to Canada. Please, if you are a Nigerian, Togolese, Beninois, Senegalese, Ivorian, regardless of which country you're coming from, please, when you come to Canada, first of all, if you get a credit card, please embrace it, hold it, do not spoil your credit. If only you want to live in Canada, okay? Stay away from trouble, do not drive and drink, do not drink and drive, no fighting, no fraud. You just have to stay away from trouble, okay? So, on today's video, we're here to talk about something. A man is going to serve 3 years in Canada, then go back to India to face death penalty. My goodness, people, Milo, we're going to have fun. Bari bim, bari boom, bari bem. Yeah. All right, so, abusia for here, free baby, me jato hobe kaya last year. Maybe year story be ewo ifia with regards to India ni bia your friend Mishra or the fraudulent ni acceptance letter ma India former antiwa ne meba wo bi omo ye over 700 won nyina nya akonya ba Canada na no na Canada ban rewre mu ase da bi kodue mu de wo de niam bi atise ba ha no ma emwa enti omo rewre mu akoche no na obeka ya Mishra oba Canada the year 2022. Yes. The 22, 23, 24, 25 mu anyway. Eti ebra issue no baye no Canada ban ekochi abrante no. Na akoye konebra sa eti ne judgment drew ye no. Omo pass ne judgment omo man 3 years. But 3 out of 3 years no abrante na serve 1.5 years into 1.5 years obesan yakotwa ewo fiase ewo Canada. British Columbia aho ana omochi abrante no and abrofo ka bibi say you can run by you cannot hide. Ladies and gentlemen, there was this guy from India who did I would say he did a fraudulent acceptance letter to some Indians to come to Canada. These people were over 700, so they came to Canada to further their education. However, it wasn't a proper way of coming to Canada. But then they've already come to Canada, So the Canadian government decided, and the immigration the immigration minister decided to send these Indians back home in India. However, they were already here, so this issue came to Parliament. They talked about it, and the guys, lo and behold, they got chance to stay in Canada. However, the guy who brought these people here is going back home after serving 3 years sentence. And Milo TV is a YouTube channel that cut across everywhere in this world. So what we did is that we sent somebody to India to find out what is going on. After Mishra has served the Canadian government for 3 years and goes back in India, what is going to happen in India? What we've heard is that this guy faces death penalty. Why? Because it is termed as human smuggling in India. He smuggled over 700 people from India to Canada. Milo TV people gonna have fun, bada bim, bada boom, bada bim. All right, so let's go and get the details from this sister station in Canada called CBC, Canada Broadcasting Corporation. If you remember, when I went back home, they called me to tell them some documentary. So let's go and listen to what.
Accused of duping international students destined for Canada has now pleaded guilty in provincial court. Brijesh Mishra admitted to giving students fraudulent acceptance letters to Canadian post-secondary schools. John Hernandez has been following this case. We spoke with him earlier today about Mishra's plea.
A series of immigration offenses, including misrepresentation and providing false information. So the federal crown kind of outlines some common patterns that victims said they endured throughout these incidents. It would start off, they'd be typically students in India or prospective students in India coming from modest backgrounds. They would be referred to his office to study abroad in Canada, and they would show up and he would typically tell them they needed to apply to a few different schools to ensure, getting enrolled in one of these institutions. They provide them some support.
All right, so I'll continue, but I'll just stop here and then, try to let you know what the man was talking about. He is a journalist from CBC. CBC means that Canada Broadcasting Corporation. So right now, as I'm talking to you, if you go to India, this guy called Mishra's house has been vandalized. Oh yes, his house has been vandalized, and he came to Canada, leaving the wife and a child behind back home in India. Now they were nowhere to be found. Why? The people who were sent to Canada's family went there to harass them, and it's a lot. But meanwhile, this Mishra guy cannot seek asylum. Let's continue with.
Reporting documents, and then that's where they leave. Some time would pass. You would call them up and say, "Hey, we got you into school." They'd show up and you'd hand them an acceptance letter. And it wouldn't be until they arrived in Canada at these actual schools, ready to enroll in classes, that they would find out these letters were actually fake. And during this whole process, he would collect tuition fees, application fees, consultant fees. And in most cases, they never got any of that money back.
And just to clarify, what is the gentleman's name?
Brijesh Mishra.
Okay, and he addressed the court today. What did he say?
Yeah, he basically stood up and said he was sorry. He was very.
All right, so this guy went to the court and he said a lot. What he told them was that, first of all, he pleaded guilty, like he accepted his fault, and he is saying that what has happened already cannot be reversed, so they should help him to sort of finish his jail term, and he will not repeat what he did again. So his lawyer, by name Gagan Nahal, said a lot, like this guy has changed when he went to serve this and that, but he still has to serve, So let's go back to listen to this guy with regards to what he said at the court.
Apologetic, but also said that this whole saga has actually taken a toll on him and his family. He traveled to Canada in 2022, but left his wife and child behind in India. He says they're being harassed by some of the victims' families over there. They've vandalized their family home, but he promised he would never do something like this again. We did speak with his defense lawyers who reiterated that claim. Well,
so yeah, his house has been vandalized back in India, and he cannot hear from the wife and the kids, and you should know it's one of the punishments. So I'm just trying to let whoever is watching me know that if you are helping people to migrate to Canada, please do it and do it well. There is this saying that if it must be done, it must be done well. You know, you wouldn't go and do things like hanky panky sort of. So yeah, this guy is facing his prison term here and then go back to India. But going back to India is the problem now. His house has been vandalized. They had no clue as to where the wife and the child is. Okay, the family house has been vandalized as well. And then this guy, same Mishra guy, is going to India to face death penalty. Wow. My goodness, people, Milo, you're gonna have fun. Bada bim, bada boom, bada bim. Okay, let's continue with what the lawyer said. His lawyer, Gagan Nahar.
I would say he did show genuine remorse. A lot of times, the accused don't want to address the court, so he did do that. Whether it was for a moment or seconds, he did offer a sincere apology, and he did say that he can't go back and change the past, but moving forward, he will do whatever he can, to correct himself. And the pleas that were entered today are clearly a demonstration of his remorse, because he did have a right to run a trial on this.
So Mishra's been
Okay, so your case will be a show remorse, not just say Urano, the Oye no wajet to show remorse. What you say, why young from so, oh yes. It me sure I say the Oye no, one ye say tuition fees or GBD, application fees for J, consulting fees, Nina or J. No kick. Hey, I so when you scapa, oh, yeah, one picky calculator near Fanku Dimu. Nipa bako with me a small girl, Nipa Mako 700 over 700 and over. I do mobile Canada. Who's a Canada for crowd? Your mama just 3 years jail sentence. But then 3 years in Canada, no. Why am I saying this? We are ko India na India for the chese. So wo fa kwati kwan bi say so. Now the nipa bi ebewura o my fufuro from India, regardless of the omo ba beye. Me de nan nim se bia senka se be omo ba be boba si bra se tutu bra ne na sefo a na bia nka ombe bo ne sobo. But then enkwara ne ba omo ba he nyina no omo beto omo suku so. But India mran bin so akire say per what my correspondent told me from India means say in India say odi will be echo be man so na say bibi koba ho ana say ho techema na say akwakoye child smuggling ana say mpo akwakoye human trafficking ana human smuggling na no asantefo be say ana kanfo be say tansa e wo ho and tansa e wo ho ana say de wo ho nyina say we be face death penalty. My goodness. Hey, already or assemble no pop. Student immigration fraudulent Fraudster face death penalty in India. All right, young Korean wrap it up. CBC at the buy.
sentenced to 3 years in prison. He has served half of that time during his time in custody, but his legal troubles won't end there. He's expected to be deported after he finishes serving his sentence, and then he faces a series of criminal charges overseas, including one serious charge of human smuggling in India that actually carries a maximum penalty of death. So concerning legal troubles ahead for Mishra, even after it ends here in Canada.
Okay, let's just say CBC, Canada Broadcasting Corporation, among any breaking news, But Oko court honoma and some P and a cook so. On say Obi aya dear or no agent from so to said the and seven fata. And of course, Minianum Ghana for Amuye agents. I'm doing this video because we have a lot of agents across Africa. This issue came from India. The guy hails from India. He's a native of India who came to Canada 2022, leaving the wife and the child. He came, I don't actually know what he came to do. During the court issue, he never said anything with regards to what he came here to do, but he had a visa. He came with a visitor visa, and he did overstayed here, staying for more than 6 months in Canada with visitor visa means that you are out of your status. Milo TV, Toronto, Canada, we're gonna have fun. So, my dear brothers, who is working as an agent back home in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Togo, in Ivory Coast, in Benin, in Cameroon, please be extra careful. Kindly open your eyes well. Try not to bring any fake acceptance letter here. One, you have issue with the immigration, and then the corporate, being the person who migrated to abroad, also have an issue. Toronto, Canada, Milo TV. Subscribe if today is your first time. Like my videos, comment, and then share. And the good thing was that he showed remorse, and but regardless of he showing remorse, doesn't guarantee him to stay back in Canada. That's why I keep saying that, please stay away from trouble. Okay? Do not cause any problem to yourself and your family. Just be a law-abiding citizen. A citizen is a member of a state to whom certain privileges are accrued and who discharges equally corresponding duties. Stay away from trouble. Penisi akoko da ntema onye amane nti abotre kakra poko apoko kadang ba woyɛ officer na sɛ oboa ama Ghana fo mmerantewa ne mmabaawa anya akonya abɛkɔ school wɔ Canada. Ɔpaakyɛw pii for the right channel. Nebɛboa paa. Toronto, Canada, Milo TV, gonna have fun. Bada bim, bada boom, bada bim. Yeah. Subscribe, say na your first time, or you are liking, if you are commenting, na watch sa anything. But then, empanisi ya kama frunia ya kama dampan. And some aye kenyina a boil it down to the fact to say yenu yanom mrantuwa ne mabaawa a mo ba system no mu no. Me pa cho pi wo abedu ebi ani aye wo ya. Why? Because obu ha wonim obi a wo Canada and waba because our visa our beto so what do we have to do? Yeah, you take room half for over years, you know. What do we have to do? So far I have helped more than 20 so many international students. Not talking about people coming with visitor visas. So many. Even go straight to my YouTube channel and then boom, click it on. You will see how I've been doing. Taking some to my workplace, finding accommodation for some of the international students, trying to do the needful to help my dear brothers and my dear sisters. Milo TV people, Toronto, Canada, bari bim, bari boom, bari bim. Yeah. Nti Ghana for maame for aye wo krodie mu a Ghana for mrantie ne maba wa bae a omo doso omo sebe omo nya baabi nna omo niska omo de be han dan a mo bo omo maba omo be han mo dan so no please yensa de yensa mu mo omo man wate cause bi mu kire say omo kɔ niema bi mu wa han dan be oni peace ya shisha ma no wanya aduane weekend a weekdays ni ntimi nya aduane anu na nche no wo ye a week bia wo ye laundry baako like untumi nyese a whole lot ba mame why ade o papa no why ade papa ma poa why ade se oji obi da kokora na wo house na wo accommodate ne da kokora why ade pa but regardless oma yema omonsu nya freedom kakra but guys omientu ebo ase me this is what I will tell you guys mo maba ni ya no I tell you say me say me ko jete wia nyame ya adoma me ko Ghana me say obi be frɛ me say bra jisika na fato petrol gu kam why because ma boni pa me mfa sika ma obi o ba ma boni papa sometimes obuo obi na o expect say obi nya bibia free na kachi a why mistake forget about the person because ye kromfo no sometimes uyi uyem say obabuo ni pa bi ba ukojine ba bi kura no wode so video si a me yesi bi mu didi matam ni timu sakora why ono kwa nim ono but I don't care about that being a journalist me what takes him. I've gone past those things. Okay? And you Canada number started say me I mean YouTube and ACB. I've been in the system a while ago. Obi a watching Kumasi bi anime. I started radio from Oteg FM and Koso Radio before Fox 97.9 FM and then Accra Hot 93.9. And son me too coin. Nti saa nneɛma no deɛ minim ba me deɛ ne sɛ meyɛ video ɛto me YouTube channel no mu na nipa mmienu anaa mmiɛnsa koraa fa ɛto mu koto dwuma ɛbɛboa wɔ mo hwɛ ɛnura mekɔ adwu bi hɔ new asafo market a ɛwɔ drift to do hanom na mene ne kɔ yɛ 1212 bɛdɛ na wopɛ grocery a ɛyɛ paa de akɔ ɛhɔnom new asafo market kɔyɛ grocery wɔ hɔ wowie a chef Nancy nso wɔ hɔ no nso tɔn nnuane banku and hey akosi was so didi ho ni feel it chef Nancy ekoye my goodness it Yankees kitchen so the me to so ma sorry nnuane papa frɛ mo na order nnuane ne bi why Yankees kitchen actually me the number na betudwa na oni me di nkomo pi ye di nkomo na guy bi bae oh is that Milo yo I don't know this guy from nowhere obeba me Ofa wo tu ni botom oyɛ grocery kakra na ɔde ma amosibra rapa nyinji kofie na wɔyɛ ade oboa Ghanaian community no wo cheche ye nemum na waseda de achi na mede beba minim boy no da yankopɔn ne hatasuri nti bra momyɛ mo oboa ye ho sɛ wo yɛ agent ɛwɔ Ghana na wo boa ma Ghana fo aba beto mo sukusu abra wonya bɔne o but for the right channel okay wo bedu system no mu nso ba bia obekɔ akɔsue bia nso bre wo ho ase okay kakra wontina ho da wo me say mo amaba fitisi yi wo chance papa I tell you wo chance because me mistakes bi ne niam bi ma chichi ni nyine mo akire mo abrochire wo pon ye ba ko pɛ o credit card na won ko ye he wo ye obi a wo wi aba asefo nso de a oben police okay hwe wo so yi wo ko adwuma ma woko ye adwuma because awa bi etua wo ka nko tena wo phone so keka no emwa wo phone so no emwa wo no concentrate make your hours make your money ne hu de obeye mo amode visitor visa buy enso no mmani na ho de se oye bia ye emedu Canada na why agency asemenko I mean, all bands were poor. Petrema sika to bottom na fa behind dan na to niema obi nam so page man so ni work permit. Come on. Yedi jumadi no be see ya nyame yadma betom so. Subscribe na like na comment na share. Bare bim, bare boom, bare bem. Yeah.
Milo TV. Baribim, barabum, barabem. Yeah.